Alright, after you have the axle holes and side view cut out of your CO2 car, you need to proceed in doing the top view of your CO2 car, so cutting out what it would look like from the top. Now, the top and the side view don't necessarily have to look alike, it's just whatever you want it to look like. Alright, so to do the top view, we're actually going to draw on the bottom of the car. So I'm going to rotate my car around so that I can see the bottom. I'm going to create a 2D sketch on the bottom flat portion of your car. It's important that you find a flat spot in your car. In this case, I have a nice big flat area to draw on. Some of you might only have a small area, but I got to find a big flat area to draw on. So now we're looking at the bottom. I'm going to select the project geometry tool. I'm going to find the outermost edges of my entire car. So I'm selecting just the edge and highlighting those edges. Now if I were to look at this and rotate my car a little bit, you can see that I'm creating a work plane here that's further away from my car, but because I can't see the car, that portion of it, I'm creating a surface that I can draw on. So now that I have my car rotated in the position that I would like, I also need to project the geometry of where my axle holes are. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to find my axle holes, which happens to be, I think, this little line here, and this line here. So finding out where those axle holes is important, and I'm also going to find the axle holes here too. So I'm going to click just on the line. There's one axle hole and the other axle hole, making sure I select just the yellow line. Knowing where the axle holes is important here, that way we don't cut into them, and that the car can stay the proper width. All right, the car that I'm going to try and draw is this one. So I'm going to draw something similar to this top view, or this view right here. So to do that, I'm only going to draw half of the car, and then I'm going to use the mirror tool. So going back to my drawing, I'm going to draw first using a line to a line of symmetry. So I'm going to put my pointer, see how my dot turned green here? That means I'm in the middle of the line. So I'm going to draw a line right down the middle of my car called line of symmetry. I'm going to start with an arc tool. I'm going to arc from here to here. We'll make a little arc, and then I'm going to draw an arc from here down to there. Now I'm going to use my line tool. I'm going to draw a line from here to there, and then I will use my line tool back here. And actually I need to project my geometry again. I need to find the edges of my engine hole. That way I don't cut in the engine hole, because I do want to cut part of my back out. So I'm going to use the line tool here. I'm going to draw straight there, and then using my arc tool, I'm just going to arc up a little bit so I have that looking shape. Now it looks like half of my car. I'm going to go up and use the mirror tool. I'm going to select all the lines that I just drew that I want to mirror. So I want to mirror that front arc, that part, this line, this little arc, as well as that line. I'm going to click mirror line, which is that line of symmetry. I want to mirror it across that axis. Click apply, and it draws it for me. I'm going to click done. Now we're not quite done yet. We can't go to 3D World and extrude this. We need to box it in using the line tool so it becomes one object. So I'm going to click on line. I'm going to box in. So I'm just going to draw with the line tool, making sure my dot turns green so I know I have a good connection there. I'm just going to sort of make these all one piece, going from point to point and just boxing it in. And I'll do the same with this little piece back here. And you only should have to do it for the pieces that you mirrored. The other pieces should be fine. So I'm going to go finish sketch, click on extrude, and now I'm going to see if I can select these pieces, see if I can get them all. And again, only clicking on them if they turn light gray. So just the pieces that I want to cut out. I want to cut out all these pieces. Go to my extrude dialog box, click on the cut option. Distance should be all. I want to cut all the way through, and I'm going to click OK. So now if I looked at my car, I have my top view cut out, my side view done, my car is almost complete. After this, I would suggest using the fillet tool up here and selecting some edges to round over. In this case, I clicked on that edge, it gave me a warning. I got an error here that says it's too sharp of a radius, so I can't do that one. You'll just have to kind of experiment a little bit, selecting the fillet tool and seeing which edges that you can round over. I would suggest rounding over as many edges as you can. That way you can get a nice professional look.